accomplishment to be that. I mean, he is up there. He is incredibly unlikable, and he thinks he's his own biggest fan. Yes, big time.
Look, I think everybody in Hollywood that's gotten anywhere has some sort of an ego, right? That's probably pretty natural, and most people have that in the industry probably, and that's why we like it when we see some of them seem humble, even if they're faking it. And you know what? When you're just like a for-hire director and you come in and you're making 2 movies out of this 36, 40 movie cinematic universe, that can be fine. And people go, yeah, James Gunn, kind of kooky, kind of quirky. Yeah, I like James Gunn. When you're the guy making every single fucking decision and you're replying to nobodies on social media,
and I might not use my bag.
when you're lying out of your teeth,
I went and got my car washed.
Nothing wrong. When
or
trades
wash my car,
and you deny them, and then 2 days later it gets proven that no, you're the one that's lying. These are actually true.
Do you wash it yourself?
Really on everyone. And even now, for movies and shows that are not made by James Gunn, Supergirl directed by Craig Gillespie, and it just feels like another James Gunn movie, people are really discounting shit. They're done with it.
Yeah, Mike said it best. It's somebody was hired to do a bad version of a bad James Gunn movie.
And James Gunn is he said this in interviews. He is a control freak. He wants control of everything that he can have. And so if you're going to try to do that, he's not delegating. He's just giving people the jobs that he can't handle right now and telling them to do it the way he would do it. So anytime that deviates, he's upset about it.
He's a terrible leader, a terrible CEO.
The fact
and a terrible person.
The fact that he still did.
He needs somebody to tell him no. That's what he really needs.
But there's nobody because they gave him the keys and then he hired everybody that would say yes to him.
It seems like he doesn't even like comics as a medium, because we all know that he seems to hate heroes. That's why he likes deconstructing them. But his comments about canon, where he's like, well, none of this it doesn't exist. It's not real. It can be whatever you want.
Dog, I don't see the stream.
Why you were playing with your dolls. It's the same kind of comment. It's the same thing that we had about The Witcher when it turned out they were laughing at the source material. So he seemed to respect it.
Yeah, when his hero Grant Morrison called him out, Damon Lindelof, but this is the Gunverse on Green Lantern. He wrote a scathing thing that was wonderful to see the non-binary Grant Morrison. By the way, here is a clip of him.
Would you rather sleep in mud or cement?
Hello there, sir. Hey. You guys?
On cement?
This is not the one, but okay.
Yeah, on cement. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Good to see you. Can I say one thing to you? Yeah. I've watched every clip out of Atlanta, and it looks amazing.
Probably cement.
I think we do, James. I think we do know.
It's appropriate that he dressed like a massive pile of shit
Why?
for this fucking premiere.
Well, for one, mud can be bad.
I really thought he was gonna ask him about like
like if you have cuts
it
or
seems
anything.
like they just keep asking
like when I think of that question, I think of
binary and gay stuff.
Yes. Well, it's Pride Month.
Every time.
like medieval times.
Because that's all gay people can do apparently is talk about dicks and butts.
When you
That's probably going to be the same comfort level, because once your body
people, right? When
presses
you invite
through
not just gay people,
the soft part
when
and
you invite
disperses it,
these
it's probably just going to feel
channels, where that's what their channels
cement for the most part anyway.
It is about gay superheroes. It's about gay people in media. What other fucking question are they going to ask?
Exactly.
It's just like all these people who are so insecure because they're not actually comfortable being gay, probably because they're not, and it's something else wrong with their lives. Let's just be real. But they're not really comfortable, so they have to project all this other stuff onto characters to pretend that they can actually see them as queer, even though that's not how they're written, just so they feel like they belong until they realize, oh, fuck, I'm still suicidal. What do I do now? But when you invite black girl nerds out, what do you expect them to ask? They're going to ask about black shit.
Yeah, I mean, these organizations are made, probably had nothing to do with USAID, to be invited to things. They're not made to actually get traction or be watched by anybody. If you look at any, listen, 15 views is 15 more than most people, but like that's not really, you're not really influencing anything. And that was the whole point. But they're there for the company. That's why the company invites them there to push their narrative. So this is all the marketing department. This is the producers. This is all planned. They want this stuff to happen. So Millie Alcock getting asked those questions, they knew it was going to happen. She knew it was going to happen. And we see the result. That being said, she couldn't have said anything bad. And the fact that this box office would remain the same, in my opinion.
Agreed.
I think it had an impact, but I don't think it's kind of like Rachel Zegler in Snow White, right? That movie was so bad and written so terribly, so many bad decisions. Rachel Zegler could have said nothing wrong, and it still would have flopped and failed. Not as hard as it did, though. That's the way I view the Millie Alcock stuff. I don't think it's had as big of an impact as the Rachel Zegler stuff, but instead of a $50 million opening, it might be a $42 million opening. Like that's the difference I'm talking about.
Nearly every bit of marketing in this film has been horrible, and everything that Millie Alcock has been saying has been terrible. I think
the movie was bad.
I mean, one of the official clips they released was that Bug taking a shit and her looking at it.
The first clip they released was Crypto pissing on Superman's face.
Yes.
And that's the opening of the movie.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's why I think these interviews do show you about the quality of it, because the same people that like the same idea that invites Queerly Radio to your interviews is the same thing that makes the movie in the first place. So it inherently hates people like Superman or hates masculinity and everything else, and that creates the movie to be bad in the first place. So yeah, it may not affect the box office, but it goes all the way back to the start. The same things that make you invite those people ruin your movie. It creates your characters. You can't separate the two.
Yeah,
I do got to give the movie praise because I was so fucking happy to see Crypto laid up for that long.
I wish he had died.
Jeremy and I had a conversation about this as dog owners. I am a sucker for a dog story. I love dogs. I wanted Crypto to die.
Real dogs.
If
Crypto
her though,
a
real dog, like a real dog actor, I would like Crypto.
You ever heard of a guy named Dalton Rushing?
The fact that it's just CGI, it's not a real fucking animal.
I don't think so.
Yes.
He's a catcher for the Dodgers, and apparently he's fucking shit. He's pissing off Ohtani.
Everybody loves dogs. Dogs are fucking amazing. But James Gunn, in
I don't
less
know why,
than a
but
year, has made it so everybody would root for that fucking dog on screen.
Like he's like the catcher at like where they pitch or whatever.
That's James Gunn.
And that was his hook for Guardians 3.
I don't know.
It was torturing animals.
Yeah,
what's wrong with you?
And it's the same
CGI
plot.
animals.
It's like, yo, our
Something
pet
about
got injured and we can't help it and do
him
anything
not
about it.
challenging. I don't know what the fuck that means, but
the only dude that can help this one animal while it lays on a table somewhere.
And also there are similarities to Marvel's in this movie, like the space stuff.
Oh my god,
the effects are so dog shit, and I'm not underselling this. The flight scenes look
I guess
fucking they make
there's one person that could say that to you.
I mean, there is a
She's also literally female Star-Lord.
yeah.
For at least some of the movie, she is.
She's
Even
got a
that
trench
middle
coat,
fingers
headphones.
thing.
Yes.
No, there is a scene where she flies towards the camera and it's a big close-up of her face, and it looked like green screen. It looked terrible.
Hard.
It looked so bad.
And everything in the film is derivative. Like there's even a moment where literally they steal a scene from Over the Top with the arm wrestling scene.
The DCU is
like,
derivative.
oh, okay.
The DCU is derivative.
Remember when she calls that alien Squidward, just like we saw in the MCU?
Peacemaker, according to James Gunn, is based on Better Call Saul. Don't know if you guys knew that, but found out last night.
It is?
Lanterns is based on True Detective. This film, which is based on a comic that was a ripoff of True Grit, is now True Grit, Mad Max, and Furiosa. It's all derivative.
Yikes.
Because he doesn't know what to fucking do. He took the job because he was a big name for Marvel, and DC did what... Same thing happens in the comics, by the way. They love poaching all the talent. So seeing it happen in the studios is great. And of course he's going to say yes or go, we're going to put you in charge. You seem like you're the guy who's made everything go. And he goes, sure, yeah. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Yeah, let's do it. And you probably, had enough confidence to think he could figure it out. Well, you haven't. And now it's fucking cooked.
Yeah,
it is
done. He read a real Superman comic and goes, I fucking hate this character.
Yeah, he likes the boys. He's a fan of the boys.
Yeah,
of course. They're also entirely different skill sets. Making an actress a writer with no experience is just as stupid as making a guy that makes movies run a studio that creates movies. Exactly. One's a strategic vision, the other one is making individual pieces. Very few people have those kind of multiple skill sets that merge.
Gotta drink your monster, dog.
With a suit.
If you get a job and you don't know what you're doing, you hire people that do know what they're doing.
Damn.
James Gunn is a control freak and doesn't want to be told what to do. He's not going to let anybody tell him what to do, and had to leave the, you know, he just came from a place where Kevin Feige was telling him no about things and only gave him this much control of a bunch of characters that are, once again, are nothing like their comic book counterparts at all. The Guardians of the Galaxy characters are nothing like their comic book counterparts at all. If you're a Drax fan, you will be infuriated with how badly they interpreted
They ruined Drax.
I was legitimately excited because I
What
did know a
color
little bit about Drax. I was like, this is nothing like Drax. At least the movie's entertaining.
The translucent part for my engines be? Should they be red, blue, yellow, orange?
What's the translucent part? Is that the end?
Yeah,
the
like
nozzle?
To Supergirl.
Like where the color,
Here's the quote.
like the colored part is going to be translucent.
Be good. That doesn't mean that you can't be tough. It doesn't mean that you need to always be nice. Just be good.
Well, what's it in the movies?
Now, I'm a firm believer in tough warfare. I like it. But this isn't exactly with great power
depending on what
comes
ship
great
it is, it's blue,
Here's the underlying
orange, or
message of
yellow.
this,
But since it's my own ship, I could have it
knowing James
whatever.
Gunn
I think
the
I'm
way
gonna
I
either do
and
like a light
based
blue
on his
or
body
a
of
red.
work and interviews. A lot of people in
I say
Hollywood
just go with that then.
roll out of the rack every morning thinking
Technically,
they're
if
good
I
and
wanted
they're
to, I
right,
could
and we don't have to have a conversation about anything.
swap
There's no
it
room to
out
grow
if
because
I
we're the
wanted
good
to.
guys and they're the fucking bad guys. So we don't need to be nice or kind or empathetic, although they like to throw out that word all the time, although they don't know what it fucking means. And I think the message in that is fucking terrible. Plus, you know, we have Millie Alcock out there saying, you know, you can be your own hero. That is, as Az has pointed out and Disbruce pointed out, that's antithetical to being a hero. A hero is selfless. A hero puts themselves last. A hero risks their life to save a fucking dog. That's what a hero does. You can't be your own fucking hero. That is some commie gobbledygook.
Well, that's what I was going to say when, you know, like, not only does that line show that they don't understand or they don't have a positive view of goodness because they felt they needed caveats. That doesn't mean you can't be tough or anything like that. So that means that they think goodness isn't being tough. So that they don't even think good is that great. And then on top of that, being just good isn't enough to be a hero. You need to be noble. You need to be self-sacrificing. Like a true hero is willing to give up their life to help others, right? It is a self-sacrificing, noble thing to do something for someone else that can't do it themselves, even if it makes your life worse. Supergirl, it's all about, oh, me. My life is terrible. I'm going to drown myself in my own misery. And, you know, if helping you out is kind of convenient for me, I might do it. But, you know, only when I got the powers. There's nothing about her that is noble or uplifting or inspiring at all.
No.
Guess what? This did not feel like a superhero movie. Did not feel like Supergirl. And that's when she put on the outfit, I was revolted by it. It's like, you don't deserve to wear it. You're not this character.
She's not as bad of a villain as Ironheart, but the theme is similar. There's a little similarities there with Ironheart. Which,
That chicken's
feet. Was just reparations.
That's right.
But this is the problem with, like, why the movie feels so shallow is because people are like, oh, it's so full of heart. Well, the heart is, I'm supposed to care about her, the girl she's with, and the dog. Well, the girl she's with, I can't work out whether she's meant to be a superpowered warrior that can do everything or a damsel in distress.
Yes.
And the dog and Supergirl are both insufferable, and so I don't care about the bond of any of these people or what happens. And neither does Supergirl. Supergirl doesn't care about the girl, keeps trying to piss off all the time, and she just kind of, I think at one point towards the end, she seems to be holding onto the back of the ship. I didn't even know where she popped out of for the final planet.
At the end, Kara gets on a ship to go to another planet when she's fully powered by the yellow sun. And she leaves the girl behind, so there's no reason for her to go on that fucking ship. She can just fly there. But she goes on the ship because they need Ruthie to stow away on it and bring her costume. It's so fucking stupid. And I'm like, did I miss something? But there's a scene in the cave where she's like, basically like, what are you doing here? Well, I stowed away. So I'm like, oh shit. So you just could have flown there. Now, you didn't know there was a green sun. That would have probably been bad. But that's the kind of, you know, inconsistent.
Are you dying, Gary? Calm down. In real time,
this is the
man.
Issue.
Living is dying, Jeremy. Living is dying.
That was basically, that was Gary's impersonation of James Gunn's universe, just dying right before our very eyes. Go ahead, Disprove.
But it's like, if Supergirl doesn't care about the relationship between her and this girl, how am I supposed to? It's like, I would have preferred she'd got left on a planet afterwards. And all this stuff about be good is just because they don't want you to use the word justice, because that's attached to Superman. But justice encapsulates everything. Justice is bad things can happen to bad people, and that is good. And so you don't have to do all these little caveats and things that the moment you say good, well, now we have to discuss what you think good is. Which
they don't believe in good.
Well, it would be an interesting conversation as we saw at the end of the movie. But the film is so shallow, they can't write that into the script because they don't think about it on that kind of level. So you just get sort of surface level.
They don't even have her value the relationship with Superman. Yeah. The only other remaining Kryptonian. She doesn't even give a shit about his drink. Yeah.
And you know, another aspect of how this film fails as a superhero film is that one of the more aspirational, great things about the superhero genre, when done right, and yes, there are superheroes that subvert it, and the whole thing is about going against it, but the core, the true value of it, is a discussion about power and the correct use of power. Look at Spider-Man's tagline: "With great power comes great responsibility." In the core of so many of the best superheroes, it's about you have tremendous power, and you're going to use that power to help others or to help yourself. And a hero is one that realizes, I have this power to help others, so I'm going to sacrifice my own pleasure, my own life, my own desires to use that power responsibly. Look at this character, Supergirl, where she has great power and she actively uses it and abuses it. And the scene that encapsulates this is the arm wrestle scene, where she's like, I have this tremendous power and I know I can beat you, but I'm going to purposely go out of my way to abuse it and break your arm and punish others. And like Disbury, you kind of shared that clip where, it might have been Yellow Flash. We're saying this felt very much like Captain Marvel energy, that cut scene where she's evil. That scene actually depicted her as using her power for her own benefit and gratification.
Yeah, you would hold back, like Spider-Man.
Exactly.
Like Spider-Man pulls his punches. So does Superman. There's that famous line where he's like, "I walk in a world of cardboard."
Yes, exactly. And instead of pulling her punch to not, hurt others, she goes out of her way to use her powers to cause excessive or additional harm and hurt to others because she's a vile piece of crap. I hate.
Well, they hurt her ego. It is the Brie Larson scene of, you should smile more, and then she destroys him, steals his car and everything else. That was, they sat down at the table and they hurt her ego by thinking, you think you're stronger than me? So now I've got to prove to you beyond any doubt. And yeah, she did get the girl out of the way of the fight, but then she ended everyone else. Well, everyone else in that bar, they just saw you attack a man. So they're now defending themselves, and you're hurting these people who are essentially innocent.
The bar owned by the nice diverse couple, by the way.
Yeah. There's a deeper concern that this is kind of like, if you want to pay attention, this reveals something about what feminists would like to do with power, because this is all about their own wish fulfillment.
Oh, yeah. It is a feminist power fantasy. And when Grace Randolph is calling your film a feminist manifesto, you know you've done wrong. Because that's your target audience.
She said old girl needs to be fired from the Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah, well,
she went ham, man. She went ham.
Imagine what that's going to be like. And then now I want
we are getting one.
Teen Titans. So that's going to be
getting one. Those films are not happening.
Yeah. I think after Man of Tomorrow, it's all done. I think it's done.
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
Wrapped again.
You've got this woman who just did this, writing Wonder Woman and Teen Titans. You brought it up earlier how much this reminded you of Birds of Prey. Well, thank God the person who wrote Birds of Prey is currently writing the Batman movie for James Gunn's universe.
She keeps getting jobs.
Yeah,
she wrote The Flash too, didn't she?
Yes,
she did. Yeah,
and she wrote Bumblebee. Yes, she did. Yeah. And
Bumblebee is okay though.
I never watched it. Bumblebee's great, actually.
So
I've seen it once and no interest in it again.
I didn't want to watch it because there was a female lead character. I just saw it. I'm like,
fair point.
Dude, the opening of that movie is great.
The opening of Bumblebee is rad.
We need to discuss the worst crime of this film, of Supergirl. And it is doubling down on Jor-El sending Superman to conquer Earth. So that's another thing the gun apologists are going to have a hard time with. Because what the fuck?
They told us they were going to retcon that shit.
Yeah.
What a bunch of stupid assholes.
James Gunn did interviews doubling down.
I don't think that they said it was a retcon at first. They said that it was being manipulated.
Yeah, it's a trick from Lex Luthor. You guys are so dumb.
No, it's not. Well, and then when it was pointed out, because in the movie they tell you It is not a mistake. This is 100% what the message is. Well, they're going to retcon it in Supergirl for sure. We'll see from the other perspective. No, bitch. That's how James Gunn wants his universe to play out. That's how he sees the Kryptonians.
James Gunn did an interview where they asked him specifically about it, and he went, "Well, there's this and this and this and this and this. How could you? Like, I deliberately made it so you couldn't possibly interpret it that way."
I just watched Invincible. It's really cool. Like
they basically made his dad Zod. In many ways.
They're Viltrumites. They're not Kryptonians.
They're actually Viltrumites, yeah.
And that's probably where
like, yo, just...
That's where he got it from, I bet, yeah.
Bang as many women as possible and rebuild the race.
He took a one-off comment by Laura and John Burns, Man of Steel, and extrapolated on it. But I'm paraphrasing the quote, but it's Kal-El's crazy uncle sent him to Earth to conquer it or something like that. So like it's unquestionable. And then they make Zor-El the good guy. By the way, Zor-El doesn't really look like his daughter very much. So I'm just wondering, where his wife has been spending her nights. But yeah, they made it a point.
He looks like UPS guy.
And that is
in this movie it was actually an immaculate conception. So
yeah,
no,
impregnated by feminism.
James Gunn will make a cameo in the next one. He'll be actually the dad. That'll be how that works.
And that
Good joke, but that could happen.
that change to Superman's father was so bad that even I was wondering that wouldn't they have to retcon it because it's so bad. And now, because they've doubled it, it's like, I can't believe that they did this to Jor-El. Like,
I'm really happy.
Look at the nobility of Jor-El in the Christopher Reeve Superman movies, where his entire, discourse to Superman is this uplifting message that you're going to be this, beacon of hope. You need to guide the human race to be better and everything. Jor-El
from one of the biggest degenerates in the history of Hollywood, Marlon Brando, by the way, and that's how good of an actor he is. He sold it.
We've had different iterations, and we've had Russell Crowe's iteration in Man of Steel. Some people liked it, some people didn't. And even in the comics, we have had different iterations of Jor-El, and I think even one of them he considered, should he rule them? Is that what he should do? Before deciding no, that's probably not the best way. But it was it's such a ridiculous, nonsensical change that maybe you think could have been done for a joke or for humor, but no, they desperately want this to double down in this. I'm glad they didn't retcon it, because what I was worried about was they were going to get such fucking backlash that they were going to retcon it and pretend like they had always planned on it being a scheme or a trick, and then all these stupid Superman
new pod racer game looks pretty cool.
See, we told you so. The gun never jams, or whatever the fuck they said, right? And I'm so
is there no gameplay?
That they have now doubled down on this.
I think so, yeah.
Now you can't get out of it. Please, I hope you get your fucking tweets pulled up from a year ago when you're defending this gay bullshit. Fuck
Has
you.
someone actually said the...
4 days ago,
if you ask me, Disney's been pretty smart in recent years about its Star Wars.
And he can't do anything about it.
Come on, Shades! Don't be the way you are. Just give it a shot.
I hope all the pods from Phantom Menace are playable. Yeah, looks pretty good. Just remove the fucking motion blur and it'll probably look really good. Motion blur, whoever likes or thinks motion blur is a good thing is fucking insane.
Yeah.
They don't have Malice there as a pod racing map, then
the champion! The golden age of the...
Did you know...
The gun never jams.
Yes,
that's fucking hilarious.
that was an actual thing. The gun never jams.
Guns firing blanks.
Shit never had ammunition, bro. Like,
fucking hell.
Yeah.
Well, and at
Well, it looks like we need some gun control at DC Studios.
Right. Sorry. I'm on the road. There, I'm on the road. I can't remember my buttons. But let's talk real quick about the end, where Supergirl finishes her hero's journey by that complete flat line, almost as flat as Millie Alcott. And,
contradicting everything she said.
Yes, she's trying to save Ruthie from a life of of pain and misery, committing vengeance on Krem of the Yellow Hills, and then she goes off and kills him. And Lobo's on a hill witnessing it. Goes, my man.
Hell yeah, my man. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but if you were going for the anti-hero thing, that works because it is like, well, look, this will damage you if you do it, but I'm willing to take on that burden for you because you're innocent and I'm not. And we've had that with like Section 31 and stuff. I think it works well, and it would lead into some good things with Superman, where he's like, how can you do this? It's like, no, I'm doing this for you because you wouldn't do it. And she is right that if she just let her kill her, that family would have been alive. It would have been the right thing to do to let Ruthie have killed him in that moment.
There's a scene in Buffy. There's a scene in Buffy where oh my God, why am I blanking on his name? Giles kills somebody, but right before he does it, he's all, you see, Buffy's not like us. She's a hero. And then he kills the villain when she walks away, so she doesn't witness it. Takes care of some business that needed to be taken care of, but he also expresses that Buffy would never take a human life. Like that doesn't work with Supergirl. Yeah. Supergirl. This is super. She was neither super or a hero. And maybe not even a girl. She was just a hot mess.
And she's kind of presented that, like, now she's at peace the next scene after she kills him. She's like, hey, I'm ready to go home and just relax and be the person
needed to kill a man.
I mean,
yeah.
No,
a man will do that for a feminist.
I think they were going for that to be her heroic moment where she finally accepted herself and what her kind of why she should wear the suit is. I'm just gonna kill them all. It's essentially the message of the movie for
well, I think the idea and the interpretation is, well, she can't be Superman 2.0. Like
when they re-release Black Ops, are they gonna have DLC maps too?
That is one thing I'm
world that she grew up on.
wondering
That's
about.
The contrast between them is like, you're a Kryptonian and you don't even know where you came from, your heritage. You love these humans, and I have no attachment to them.
I feel like they
wouldn't have
the DLC maps in it at all.
And that's an interesting contrast.
And I don't think
instead they're like, well, we just have to make her completely opposite of him.
Make you pay for it
to be
again.
honest, we don't really. There's no heroes in this universe.
I don't know. If I had to guess, probably not.
Inspiration to anybody. The most inspiring person in this universe is Guy Gardner, who straight up says like, "Sorry, Superman's not
If you're
here.
gonna put them
I'm
in
better
at
than him
all,
anyways."
put them in.
Like, okay, cool, man. Like,
for free,
it's a mess.
Actually,
so you don't split up the player base because the player base is already going to be small because it's an old game. It's a niche re-release. It's not cross-platform, so it's going to be a lot. It's going to be very few people.
And so she doesn't have to
So it's like if you split the player base, that's a bunch of people not playing
And
against
then
each
in a
other.
universe with easy space travel.
Only some of them are impacted by the kryptonite. I don't think I caught.
I feel like
I mean, it was bizarre. Like Flash's point is
the zombies part, people would want that, so maybe they will release it or add it with the game.
So they're not trapped in this
I don't think
city anymore. Oh, it's like, you know, that's not sustainable.
Yeah, COD 4
Sleep.
Remastered
but
didn't
no,
have
you can only make one spaceship. But if you have the resources to make
maps,
one,
I
why can't you make more?
I can't
but no,
make
it's only going to be
more.
like it's retarded. This film is stupid.
The kryptonite poisoning can happen even though you're not
powered by yellow sun.
Powered by a yellow sun. It can happen over time to even humans because they did.
So yo, if Baylor didn't show up and say, "Yeah, I'm gonna take Dunk's side," do you just get executed right there?
A long period of time, but you're right,
Yep.
Odin. It does. How come it didn't affect Kara, but it affected?
Because to them that
dude.
means that
Her parents who
if
shared
no
so,
one
which means any
wants
exposure
to,
would have also been there for her.
if no one is gonna
It does-
be
yeah,
your
yeah.
seventh,
Is she the
then
girl? Is
the
key to
gods aren't
everything?
like
Oh, yeah.
favoring you
It sucks that
to
they use, like,
even
they're
have a
like, hey,
chance.
this is the difference between Supergirl and Superman. Superman was sent as a baby and he got raised by, you know.
Dude, imagine he showed up and he's just like, he takes off his helmet. He's like, "I'm not fighting for this guy," and then he just rides
all
off.
this trauma in her back.
Dude, that'll be
It's
fucked.
like, yeah, that's what would make it
Holy
actually
fuck.
all the more
That's pretty much
awesome
what
if somebody
the
with all
apple
that
tree
trauma,
guy did.
with that past, like,
Yeah.
still is able to be this.
I wonder,
good
does
person.
he-
like the Supergirl that we see from
did
comics, who isn't perfect by
the
any stretch of
prince
the
have to
imagination,
win
does
in
struggle
order
at
for him
times,
to
right?
get his
Instead of
his
turning who
lordship?
she is. It's one of the cool things about.
Or is it just him
Nightwing
fighting
or
on his
Robin
side
or
at
Dick
all?
Grayson, whoever you want to say, right?
I don't know.
The same traumatic past that Batman does. But he has a much different fucking outlook on the world, in large part, ironically, because
Like, his strategy was
Batman
pretty
wanted
good, to be
prevent
honest,
him from
'cause
growing up exactly like him, while
by
being
him backing out
someone
at the
else.
last second,
But that's what makes that character
it's
cool, because even with
extremely
that trauma,
unlikely,
they
if
don't
not
necessarily go down
impossible,
this path. And
that Dunk
they
is gonna
decided
win. So
that
he gets
that has to
lordship
be the
anyway
difference
because he
Superman
was the
and
one that
Supergirl.
flipped,
Superman
and
had everything
the
fucking handed to him on a
prince then
silver platter.
wins.
Supergirl had
And
to
then
go
even
through all
if
this
they
trauma, and
do
that's why she was
have the
fucked up.
7-on-7, it's very unlikely that he'll win because
The thing is, though, because the way people
you
were
know, he's never
describing
been
it, I thought she'd be
in a
growing up in some
tournament. He
kind
now
of
has a
hell
fucking
dimension where she was in permanent agony her
guy that
entire life. When actually, it's far more
probably
similar to
shouldn't
just
be
like
fighting
someone losing their parents to
in,
a degenerative disease.
Raymond,
This
'cause
isn't what
he's
she's
so,
experiencing. Isn't unique anywhere in the world.
inexperienced. So it's like it was actually like
that's
it was
why
a
if they
bitch
had
move,
done
but it was a
like
pretty good,
she
like a
hadn't
pretty
fallen
smart
apart, it would actually have
strategy.
been inspiring to people, and people could have related to that far more. It does seem to be a really odd choice to be like, no, if you do this, you should just give up. Your life is now worthless because you've experienced something. And there was a really weird line where they said, I didn't even know any different. So you kind of question, why would she be that bothered about it? To her, this is normal life. She kind of grew up in a situation where she had no comparison. You could have just thought it would be the same as growing up in a place where people just had short lifespans overall, and then you get kicked out. It would only be when she arrived on Earth would she have known, oh, this. When she met Superman, been like, oh, this is what my upbringing should have been. It doesn't really fit. It feels more like they had an outcome they wanted, but didn't know what would cause that.
And they couldn't change her character because they want her to be the foil for Superman. They want her to be this anti-hero. She's going to play a big part, apparently, in Man of Tomorrow, which does not bode well for that movie.
When is that supposed to come out? 2088?
Next
27
year.
27.
Yep.
I do wonder if Superman's going to be like trying to kill someone, and she has to bring him back from the brink because of what it did to her.
And then she'll just kill him
There
anyway.
are cool
because
things
she's
you
badass.
can. There are cool things you can do with those characters. Everyone says like Superman's boring or whatever. There are cool things you can do with those two characters because they have like inverse arcs, right? Kara grows up on Krypton, well, in most words, on Krypton, but with her people, and all of a sudden she's kind of feels all alone in the universe except for her cousin Superman. Whereas Superman grows up normally, thinking he has all this stuff, but then he finds out that, no, you're not like everybody else. You know, so like and then Kara is learning to embrace Earth as her people, whereas Superman's trying to discover more about his Kryptonian past. There's interesting stories you could tell with them together, but none of them will happen in James Gunn's universe.
None of them will happen in Hollywood because that would basically be a man showing a woman how to live life and how to operate here on Earth. And that's the sad because you're right. There's awesome contrast there, but they're not going to be able to tell that story.
That's why they have to diminish the male character.
Right.
This brew, I think it was you or Az who brought it up on the Real BBC. I wasn't on. Ahsoka, when Ray Stevenson's Balin Skull shows up, man, you can feel his presence. Like he just automatically diminishes everybody else by his charisma. And
he says nothing worthwhile because the script is trash.
Yes,
but yes,
but
good performance.
Rest in peace.
It shows you the
Whereas in
difference
this,
between
Superman
it,
is
like men can convey, you know, respect, intimidation, presence just by their appearance and size. You know, and when they try and force a female character to be just as intimidating, when they're like 5 foot nothing and they're like, it doesn't work. It does not translate.
She's 5'2".
Feminists are desperate to try and, you know, have women as strong as men, and so they invent the girl boss trope where they are acting like they're on top of everything, but they don't deserve it, and they're not even, you know.
And like, big thing about like DC is you kind of are built.
Said you have to reduce the number of pieces.
And, like Superman, the embodiment of like hope and justice, and then you have like Batman.
Yeah, because the way that this works is the type of piece. So if it requires like a lot of computing power, like let's say it has holes in it, and you can place other things in it, so there's calculation points. You have more than, you know, normal calculation points, and then piece count, and then the angle. So I have 4 sloped, you know, all 4 panels are sloped in 2 planes, so not just down but also to the side of it. So there's 4 of those, and they're
cool, like great,
and nobody takes them seriously.
Almost 4 meters long, so that's a lot of computing power. Not even computing power that's going to be put on the processor or the graphics card, but the actual software itself, it's too old and they haven't updated it, so it can't handle it. So I have to...
Wait, so from front to back, that's 4 meters?
I think it's 3.8.
All of her emotions just numb.
Oh shit.
And then with Ruth, she takes on the motherly role, and that kind of wakens up to the other emotions.
So I'm gonna do everything. I'm gonna do the hard stuff
role in a movie, which they can't do.
In this, and then try to, as much as I can at least, and then hopefully all I have to do is the superstructure for
the Bechdel test. By the way, the creator of the Bechdel test said it was a joke. Yes. But it is gospel in Hollywood. Now, let's take a look at the Wednesday, Thursday box office numbers, because they aren't good.
It sucks because the format on this, like the way the camera moves, and
$50 million domestically.
It's so much smoother than the other one. But the other
right
one
now,
just
is it not even tracking for 50s domestically?
is actually
now it's tracking to 40s.
supported.
Ooh. That's fucking bad.
They were some people were saying 39.
Holy
it sounds like that could be a reality. And you know it's not going to be saved by international, because Superman had terrible international numbers. Nobody internationally watched it, really.
Hang on, how could it be failing so badly when Angry Joe got his audience to go watch it for him?
You guys, please go support him.
Do it for your boy.
Do it for me.
Remember,
Do it for your boy.
Joe said it was gonna be good. He just said go see it. Okay, he never said the movie was going to be good. He was arguing with us just because, you know.
The thing is, one of his points was, all these things you're talking about, and you haven't actually seen the movie yet, and that's always such a big thing. Yes, it's true. Until we see the movie, we can't see the movie. But these press junkets and trailers and promotional material, it exists for a reason. It exists to try to convince you to watch the movie. It exists for you to judge it. And they're hoping that when you watch it, you will judge it to be worthy of your time and attention and money. That's the point of trailers. That's the point of promotional material. So, like, for all the people that say, don't judge a movie, don't do any of that stuff, don't fucking hate on a movie before you see it. Look, when you see it, you make up your final decision on what the movie is. However, if I'm not allowed to say anything negative about the PR junket, then you shouldn't be able to say anything fucking positive, right? Exactly. If we're not supposed to talk about or anything like that this movie, then just sit there, watch a trailer, and say absolutely fucking nothing. Don't say, oh, this looks sick, bro. No, you're not allowed, apparently. If you can't say anything negative, you shouldn't be fucking hyping it up nonsensically.
I don't know how many of you were, I was genuinely looking forward to James vs. Superman because I wanted to see what he was going to do. I genuinely went in there giving it a shot, hopeful, thinking, okay, I liked all of his Guardians movies, didn't really like Suicide Squad, didn't watch, Peacemaker, but I want to see what he's going to do. Fucking terrible. But went into it with positive vibes, going, oh, this is going to be, and it ended up being a shit show. Like, at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. You go into a movie excited, you go into a movie not excited, it can change your mind one way or the other. Welcome to the internet, Joe. This is how it works.
Well,
When I got in there, about 15 minutes in, I'm like, I can't believe I'm not liking this. I expected something decent. I didn't think it would be the greatest thing ever, but I expected something decent. And wow, was I disappointed.
It was so
But
fucking bad.
the name of my Superman review, if I recall, is Superman is a disappointment, but it isn't woke. But Supergirl is a disappointment, and it is woke as fuck. Absolutely. It's bad.
Did you see Chato's Supergirl title?
What?
It was
Yes.
like not as bad as having a catheter shoved up you without lube.
So, box office. Well, I mean, obviously he has had some experience. He is a man of a certain age, so box office. Supergirl takes off, guys, with the 7.8 million in previews. Now that is Wednesday and Thursday, as Ryan
Take
pointed
that,
out on
chuds.
Geeks and Gamers Daily. Take that, fucking chuds.
Look at that last sentence.
Which one?
It earned 13 million globally.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God. Ouch. The box office going up and away once again with Supergirl. DC Studio. This is fucking Variety, who wrote the most savage review of Supergirl from the Access Media just a couple of days ago. DC Studios follow-up to last year's Superman opening in theaters this weekend. The Warner Brothers film starring House of the Dragon.
Why does everyone hate Kristen Cole, dude?
Superman's cousin made 7.8 million in previews at the box office. It earned 13 million globally. Supergirl is projected to make between 47 and 50 million this weekend. It doesn't sniff it.
I don't know.
But it will be no match for last weekend's box office champion, Disney and Pixar's Toy Story 5. The animated sequel is estimated to make 80 million to 90 million.
Even people that are against him still like a lot of the things that he does.
Price tag, plus worldwide marketing costs.
Like
Reviews
they'll
have been
admit
rough
that he's like always
for
like
superhero
a
movies, so
actually
it will
good like
need
military
to
mind
become
and
a hit with audiences to justify
probably
its
would be a
hefty
good
budget.
Lord
It's not.
Commander
It's also
on
a
the King's
test
Guard.
of James
I
Gunn's
just don't like his
stewardship of
personality,
the
but
DC
it's
universe.
like,
The Guardians of the
that's
Galaxy
how
director was
do you
hired by
like
Warner
Green
Brothers in
Arrow?
2022 to help the studio stabilize its superhero movies. I don't think he's done that.
Well done.
He's had hits like Superman. He's a hit. and
Peacemaker season 2? Peacemaker season 1
People probably
did better than Peacemaker
didn't
season
like
2.
how we bashed the guy's
significantly,
face in, but I was like, dude, that's fucking
and that,
based.
despite the fact that Peacemaker season 2 had the incredible hype in the immediate aftermath of the global smash hit Superman that like directly tied into and led to Peacemaker season 2. Nevertheless, it performed worse.
I probably
than
don't like his
season 1.
dialogue, but it's
Season
like
2 is fucking terrible.
Maybe it was
what
that
about his
episode
dialogue
where
is
they swapped
actually
around
either
in the
bad
camera or
or
something. I don't know.
3 or 4 of those episodes were completely wasted because they wanted to show you Nazi America.
Yeah, and
I
a
know,
bunch
and
of
it just
dudes
made me
flopping around
miss
in
the
front
good
of
old
camera.
days. You know?
Like imagine you're like, oh
Crime
man,
was so
James
low.
Gunn did a show, and then you just watch like Peacemaker sit on his couch,
It's
a
like-
bunch of dudes blowing each other in an orgy, and you go, oh, I have to
When,
watch this to know what's happening in this fucking universe. Like, what are we
the
doing?
high tower
important detail.
when Allison's brother
It
came
is.
and told him
And
what that guy
Peacemaker season 2
potentially
was
did.
as fuck as well. But
It's like-
Gunn
and he
and
tells
his
him, well,
partner,
go hang
Peter
her. It's like,
Safran.
That sounds so
and then
gay.
It
comes
does.
back with, oh, but
And
you,
Peter has sex with James Gunn's wife.
you're the Lord Commander, you
was
should
also,
be telling them or whatever. It's like,
contend with
but
the
you're
fact
also a
that
lord,
after
so it's like you
dominating the
don't,
box office for nearly 2 decades,
you
the
don't need to
popularity
really
of
depend
comic
on
book
someone
movies
else.
appears to be fading until Spider-Man comes out
Just
and
wait
makes
till Spider-Man.
$5 trillion. Even Marvel has struggled with recent offers like Thunderbolts. I wonder why. It stars Yelena and Captain African American falling flat. Next up for DC is the body horror picture Clayface, another movie that's trying to be like another movie, which has earned positive buzz online, as well as Man of Tomorrow, a sequel to Superman without Superman being in the title. That will feature all cock as well. All cock stars in Supergirl as Kara Zor-El,
It is
a
all
long lost relative of David Cornsweat's Superman. Okay, like I talked to this about Jeremy yesterday. I can't unsee his lazy eye.
Yeah,
I can't unsee
yeah, once you
it.
notice it, you can't unsee it.
Attention. Travel
from
to
last
Corellia
year's
is
tentpole
strictly
film
banned
where
by
she
Imperial
appeared in a
edict
cameo
until the
calling him a
Rakul
bitch.
outbreak has been contained.
While she's off partying in outer space, Kara helps a young girl hunt down blah blah blah. We just talked about the fucking movie. Jackass is coming out too. I also wanted to show a more accurate and somebody I trust more. He's a He's a LA Hollywood TV guy, Scott Mance. He says something a little different about the box office.
He's been around a long time.
Yes, he has. Breaking: Supergirl opened with 7.8 million on Thursday night previews. It's on its way to around 40 million domestic for its weekend production cost, 175 million.
What will that international take be? That's what I'm.
So the projections right now are indicating, or at least they were, between $80 and $90 million globally, which would be kind of hilarious because now it might be even tracking to be into the 70s as far as its global box office. That means that you have a world where Morbius makes as much or more.
Yeah,
it's going to have a huge drop-off next week. Big drop-off.
But just ask the James Gunn defenders. Superman's not really popular worldwide, so...
That's right.
You know, Supergirl probably won't be either. Outside of America, nobody knows who the fuck Superman is, so...
That would be my guess. Ryan, can you find that graphic you had on Daily where the projections compared to Marvel's? And I lost my article
somewhere. I never my article my fucking tabs.
Where did Steph go? It's right here.
Just when you thought that, you know, Zack Snyder drove the DCEU into the ground, James Gunn comes along and says, I could do worse.
No, you think they did it badly? Watch this.
Perhaps
I don't get a load of me.
Perhaps I treated you too harshly, Zach.
We'll lose more money than you can possibly imagine. So here's the graph that you guys showed this morning.
Yeah, so this is just box office forecast, and they kind of put these numbers out and put them together. I at this point, this line that is tracking, you know, opening lower than the Marvels globally, but somehow getting past it, I have my doubts about that.
Yeah, no way.
But I mean, you look at some of these numbers in, you know, Australia, Italy, Germany, all these places. You can see how it's opening compared to some other things. And again, this day one box office, let's keep in mind, globally, yes, you've got the day one, but here you had the Wednesday previews and Thursday. So for any of the films that you're comparing it against, like the Marvels, if that didn't have Wednesday previews, it's just against the pure Thursday. It had a worse pure Thursday than the Marvels did. But internationally, Australia is higher. This is half, and this is 30%.
Republic forces approaching!
In Germany,
Man
of what the Marvels opened to. You're looking at these numbers from around the world.
World Cup. All right, World Cup's going on right now, guys.
Yeah,
all right.
That's what they're blaming. They already brought that up twice.
And
Here we go.
To be fair, I'm sure it was raining.
Yeah, and there's a heat wave
on a street somewhere in Georgia.
Yeah, and there's a heat wave in the UK.
There's a heat wave in France, so no one wants to go to where there's actually air conditioning at a theater.
The horror.
Republic forces approaching!
You know, being
Man the defenses!
French people.
This is the same thing in Asia, right? Look at these numbers in Asia, South Korea and Indonesia. Obviously nowhere close to Superman, but nowhere close to the Marvels. I guess better than Madam Web. Congratulations. In one country. But
Madam Web's a better film in every aspect.
Madam Web's more fun.
Yeah, it's way more fun.
And again, this was when they were forecast around $260 million worldwide. I think that number's dropped significantly in just the day once everything else came out.
So
yeah, Madam Web.
When's the article coming out to where if Supergirl hits 150 million worldwide, they'll consider it a win? I'm waiting for that.
I think it might be. I mean, never say never with them, but it might be too late because they put that 315 out pretty quick. They were like, all right, 300, 315. That's where we need to hit, and it's not getting anywhere close to that.
Sorry, Flash. What were you gonna say?
Well, Madam Web benefits because it's so bad, it's unintentionally kind of good.
Yep.
Like some of the stuff in that movie is hilarious, especially with how the guy with a Pepsi machine.
Republic forces approaching!
On him.
Man the defenses!
The Pepsi sign crushes it.
He gets crushed by the P.
My favorite is where he sees her driving the car at him and he jumps into it.
No, Madam Web is a porno without any of the sex scenes, but it's all the setup scenes. If you see it like that, then it's a hilarious.
I hadn't until now. I can't unsee it.
No. Oh, the older women getting the two younger women to do CPR practice, or the older woman getting the younger women out into the middle of the Central Park or wherever the hell they were. Yeah, it's tons of it. It's hilarious.
I love when they were trying to stay hidden, so they went to a restaurant and started dancing on tables and stuff.
Yep. Very inconspicuous. Yes, yes. So
and maybe like the worst creative decision to cast Sydney Sweeney in your movie and keep her covered as much as you can the entire time.
Good
It's
Lord.
such a atrocity.
Hey, she looked really good as Spider-Man in that tagged-on scene that they did. That they
She
had
did.
to film at the last minute, and she was really good. Really good. But this is bad. This is really bad. So 200-something million. It will be number 2 at the box office. It is going to get crushed in the next few weeks by Jeremy's favorite movie, Minions versus Monsters. And then we get a live-action remake of an animated film, Moana. Then we get the Odyssey, which we're going to talk about next. And then Spider-Man comes out.
I have no idea what's happening with that Moana bullshit. It looks horrific.
That shit is going to.
It looks. I don't know, man. The
It's a
Moana
Maui
2
summer.
movie. The Moana 2 movie that I mean,
know, but yeah,
I heard,
The nipples
I heard
thing is so weird. I can't.
Wasn't Moana 2 supposed to be a Disney Plus show or movie?
The animated movie
it was supposed to be a series.
show that they turned into a movie. Yeah.
And they made $1 billion
That's right.
off that shit.
yeah, but
The
this.
thing- well, look,
Yeah,
Lilo
but it
and
poisoned the
Stitch-
well.
But Lilo and Stitch came out and did very well. We've had hit or miss for these live action things for Disney, obviously. The difference for Moana is that it is popular, but people fucking hated the trailer. Didn't that get ratioed to
Yes.
fucking hell?
Big time.
So
And
people
it looks
despise
bad.
that trailer, and it's not too often that you see, like, here or there, right? You can see movies that get absolutely annihilated on that first trailer and go on to make a bunch of money. Look, Minecraft got annihilated on that first trailer, went on to make a bunch of money. But those are typically exceptions rather than the rule. Moana got annihilated for how it looks. So because it just looks all CGI and shit, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't look live action at all.
It looks
Whereas
really
like
bad.
there's no pretense for the Minion movies. Like everybody knows what that is when they're going to see it, and like my kids love that. But even my kids looked at Moana, they're like, "Why does he look like that? Like the weird bodysuit thing that he's wearing." And
Is that the ratio, X-Ray Girl?
Mm-hmm.
You could say a word. You could say yes. I
No,
won't
it's
count it
worse. No, that's just a that's on the
Oh,
Rock's
that's
movie
a Rock.
channel. There's a worse one. But that's on the Rock's YouTube channel, which is
Oh,
fucking
shit.
funny.
Oh shit!
It's a Maui summer.
I've never seen a Hollywood star just destroy their brand as bad as he has.
Are you sure? I mean, Will Smith.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about Will Smith. Okay, he made Wild Wild West. I don't want to talk.
Oh, really? You like that?
Okay.
No.
At least
Hey,
the
he's
one
great
I
and bright. I love bright.
The
Dude,
main.
Yeah, and then he ruined that too, though. He was
Yep,
like,
he
man,
did.
the one thing I have going for me, let me punch Chris Rock in the face.
Yep.
Let's
Yeah.
see.
Whoa, healthy ratio.
Yeah.
Yo.
Damn.
Yep.
Hell,
Yeah.
And then you had
beating
another
the
one.
brakes off it.
Just a bunch of racists.
This was the final trailer.
Yeah.
Brakes.
It's almost racist hating
Yeah.
on The Rock.
But
Yo,
I have no idea what this movie's gonna do. I really have no idea.
I think it's going to do badly. I don't think it's.
But yeah.
The thing is with Lilo and Stitch, there was enough time in between, and they actually did. They leaned into the marketing that made Lilo and Stitch work the first time, where he started appearing in like Disney movie, like things like they do the Beauty and the Beast ballroom, and he shows up and like crashes the scene. Like so, there was that kind of thing, and that character is just like it kind of just sells like this chaotic, weird goblin dog thing. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, that's so cute." Whereas, like, what do you have in this? There's nothing like cute about it. It's like weird. Nobody wants
looking rock.
What about the chicken?
Nobody's seeing this for the
Hey, sorry.
They made him look even more retarded in the live action. He's just like banging his head against rocks, like he's just trying to actively kill himself the whole movie because he doesn't want to be here either.
To Gary's point, like you got Minions, then you got Moana, then you got Odyssey. This Supergirl's completely fucked.
Toasted.
There is nothing. There's nothing. And I mean, is it like possible that this thing doesn't clear 300 million worldwide? Maybe 250?
I think it's possible.
Holy shit, man!
I think it'll be on VOD in 3 weeks.
Oof.
Yeah.
And then it'll make $3 trillion on VOD. And
Yeah, as soon as it goes, they're like, it was a huge success.
Right.
Most
Where's now
views
streaming?
ever.
is flying off
It's
the
almost
shelves.
like the players with Assassin's Creed, which remember that 5 million players.
Yeah, players engaged, not sale. Engaged.
Yeah, engaged. We all know about impressions and engagement. So yeah, Supergirl is really bad. My review will be coming tomorrow, Sunday. One of those days this weekend. It's long.
Pretty bad.
It's really long.
I can't believe we didn't put up the spoiler paddle for any of this.
Does anybody care?
Yeah. Is there anything to spoil?
I didn't see a single complaint. It's like, oh, spoil Supergirl for me. So, yes.
It's funny how I always find it funny how things we think are utter dog shit, we're like, yeah, we're not going to do that. We're making the decision for you, chat. We're spoiling the fuck out of this dog shit.
Yeah. You don't want to see this, right?
That's right. Yeah.
We've got our finger on the pulse. It's all good, right? So let's talk about, since Jeremy's here, let's talk about the Odyssey, which will be out in a couple, 3 weeks. The Odyssey will be out. And we did get some confirmation because there was a press screening who Elliot Page is playing.
I don't think that was from a press screening. I think it was from an interview. Or no, it was leaked. It was leaked. It was accidentally leaked. So I don't even know if that's 100% confirmed yet. The report is it was accidentally leaked of who Elliot Page is playing.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, this article in particular just talks about all the racist people and sexist people on the right that was upset about.
Well, it's from them, which I assume means it's a trans thing.
Yeah.
Your non-binary news outlook.
Yeah. So anyway, what I know is that, or what I've heard is that it was accidentally leaked. So take from that what you will. If it's true or not, I don't know if it's 100%, but I tend to believe it.
Well, yes.
She's playing the right figure because it is a myth that a man can become a woman.
Yeah,
or
a deceptive figure who lies.
Yes.
And the accusation that maybe this could be like Nolan being secretly based, it would be accidentally because he's not secretly based.
He's not. No, he's not. He just hides it well.
Yeah, accidentally. That would be about it.
He was in a pussy hat march.
Like I told you, Gary, back in Dark Knight, you can Google this shit. Like, there's articles where people, because again, back 2008's a different world now. So back then, people wrote articles that it was basically the Dark Knight was an allegory for the Bush administration. It's all types of fucking articles about that shit. It's all bullshit, but that's the narrative that they were trying to push back then. It's like, no, it's not. Shut the fuck up. But anyway, back to this.
According to that, and I'm trying to find. Yeah, there isn't much on it. So possibly Elliot Page is playing the Sinon, which is one of Odysseus's cousin Jason of the Argonauts, which is fucking great Harryhausen movie. You should watch it if you haven't.
Dog, why did you do that?
And that's the spy, the Greek spy who convinced the Trojans to allow the horse.
Dog, you can't do that, dog.
A liar and a manipulator.
A liar and a manipulator.
Wow.
There is some funny. There's a lot of funny jokes being made to that.
I thought it was going to be Elpenor. So
a lot of people did.
Those willing to risk everything to combat the plague
and Elliot Page is not.
Should consult with the representative of the Highland Organization for Raccoon Neutralization on World.
The news around this is funny because nobody knows how this.
Full surgery, like.
No. I have.
Did she get like the skin cut off her arms and the skin grafts to create like basically a clay dick that fucking gets surgically attached, so it's just like an elephant trunk hanging there? Did she get that shit done?
Clay dick.
Is what they do. They fucking mold the skin into a fucking phallic object and surgically attach it to.
It looks like a Supergirl cup.
This is information I didn't need ever.
She's waiting for me to explain to you how they do the fucking male to female surgery. You want that?
I don't think that Elliot has one.
No, she's worn short sleeve t-shirts and you can see her arms.
Did not need
It's
that.
also that's pretty uncommon because it's a fucked up surgery. So.
It is.
And anyone who does it should be arrested.
Sounds like she doesn't really mean it.
Frankenstein.
Well, I mean, a lot of people do weird shit to their bodies. I'm just like, you can do whatever you want as an adult, but like, Just don't show it.
I don't think a doctor
keep
should
it to
have
yourself.
Don't want to see that.
have any training for that type of thing. I don't
Yeah.
Listen, if I was a doctor and somebody's like, "Yo, I'm gonna give you $5 million to give me a fake wiener," I'd be like, "Okay." I'll figure it out as we go, pal. Like, I don't know. I'm
Hippocratic
taking the money,
my
bro.
ass.
I mean, I don't know. I just take. Yeah. What'd you do? I don't know. I took some skin off your arm, made like a ball sack. It looks fine, I guess. Just put some marbles in there. You're
I don't
fine.
think they had the sack.
Don't doctors say no to people who want to chop off their arm?
To move away from this conversation completely.
Thank you.
Well, hey, listen, to be fair, this is what happens when you put a fucking freak in your movie, Nolan. This is the type of bullshit conversations that get spun out of that.
So
this is also why I'm not a doctor. Yeah.
Sinon or whatever is not in the Odyssey or the Iliad.
Oh.
It's a character from a different story, different story, different poem. So that's an interesting choice there, as far as being true to the mythology, which he hasn't been. Let's be real.
Welcome, my lord. I've been monitoring the situation in the Tyan hegemony. Things are getting worse. The Tyan noble families have quarantined all worlds in the sector. No ships can land or leave without permission. The announcement was not popular. Those trapped on the infected worlds feel betrayed by their rulers.
The chaos and confusion can be...
4 worlds have been completely overrun. A 5th, Kaon, is down to a handful of survivors. Among those survivors are several nobles related to the ruling family. But we will have to act quickly if we want to rescue them.
Do we have permission to let...
We do. They see us as an ally against an unknown foe trying to someone with that kind of ambition could become a dangerous rival if left unchecked.
Once we find out who is...
We have major...
Dog, you should set up a business where people send in requests to have specific things built in Lego, and you just build it for them. Dog. You charge a price, cover the cost of the Lego and service, dog.
Yeah.
Like if they want to have something built, costs you fucking $1,000 to get the pieces, you charge them fucking $4,000.
All right, I'm gonna get off. I'll be on later.